As I'm reading through the different ways the Stoics gain perspective on life, I'm starting to notice a consistent movement toward stripping away the romanticism of existence. It's a deliberate exposure to the blunt indifference of reality. They use the contemplation of time and space, seeing our existence as infinitely short and tiny in comparison to the vastness of the universe. Perishability, everything decays. Mortality, everything dies. Repetition, the mundanity of everyday life, and how much of our lifetime is spent on a repeating cycle of the same things we do every day, every year. Reduction, where all personal meaning is peeled away and you're forced to see things exactly as they are without romance. And then it hit me that Stoicism is not for everyone. Stoicism doesn't appeal to people who are comfortable. It attracts people who have run out of illusions. People who are already operating at an existential level where conformity and theater are no longer an anesthetic for their unhappiness. Look at the pattern. Marcus Aurelius ruled an empire collapsing under war, plague, and betrayal. Epictetus was disabled and born into slavery. Seneca lived under constant mortal threat as the tutor of Nero and was ultimately ordered by the state to take his own life. None of these people were operating in a world where rose-colored glasses were reliable or sufficient enough to pacify their bleak realities. From a psychological perspective, Stoic detachment can be confused as unhealthy. In therapy, creating distance from our feelings is viewed as avoidance or disconnection, which is why the idea of detachments raises such concern. Psychology is primarily concerned with helping people reconnect with themselves and repair what has already been fractured internally. But Stoicism operates in a different domain. It's not a healing practice, and it's not meant to replace therapy. Stoicism is a philosophical discipline that assumes a certain level of inner integration has already been achieved. It tends to resonate with people who have already questioned or dismantled the narratives that they were handed out or conditioned by in early life. These are not people who are disconnected from themselves, but people who have achieved or gained a certain level of clarity and are now trying to understand how they can navigate their reality with discernment. In this sense, Stoic detachment is not about emotional shutdown. It's about learning how to step back from our immediate reactions so that our feelings and our thoughts do not dictate our reality or behavior. To practice Stoicism is to have already achieved a certain level of emotional integration and reconciliation with life, to a point where you're ready to look beyond your own conditioning and the stories you've been fed about how you should live life, and instead face the hard truth of your reality, to look directly at what is not working and stop negotiating with it. The world we experience is inevitably narrated by old conditioning, whether it's our own or someone else's, even when we have healed past false meaning. So remember, psychology reveals and heals our old conditioning. Stoicism teaches us how to navigate beyond it. If you've made it this far, you might want to consider hitting the subscribe button or sharing this video with a friend. I'm really excited to bring more Stoicism into the world. I really think that if there's anything that is needed during this time of complete and utter chaos, it's the ability to train ourselves to be able to navigate not only our minds, but the world with as much coherence and strategy as possible. Thank you for watching.